The day I was kidnapped, he almost lost his life. Everyone said he loved me more than life itself. Even I believed it, until I saw the chat history between him and my best friend. They were planning to hand their illegitimate child to me to raise, and they sneered that I wasn't worthy. I slapped him on the spot and smiled innocently. The scumbag in this movie kind of reminds me of you. Not worthy. And you think you are. Before we continue, please subscribe to this channel and tell us in the comments where you're listening from. Ding, ding, ding. Lately, I'd been buried in a joint venture, shuttling between cities for half a month. Tonight my husband and I were watching a movie at home. Maybe the office is looking for you. Your phone keeps pinging. I reminded him casually. Kane glanced at the screen. Nah. Just spam. A moment later, he took his phone to the bathroom. Ding, ding, ding. The iMessage alerts froze the movie. I looked up, and the projected image stabbed my eyes. Kane, do you like my new lace stockings? Dirty little thing. I want to rip them off the second I see you. Then come quick, can't tonight. Aurora's back from her trip. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. My mind blanked. Hand pressed to my heart. Pulse racing. Head buzzing. The man sexting right now was my tender, attentive husband. The woman on the other end was my closest friend since childhood. My fingers clawed the leather couch so hard the nails nearly pierced it. I kept staring, eyes wide. Baby, once our kid is born we'll bring him to the Vance mansion. He'll be the Vance heir. Kane, as long as you stay with me nothing else matters. Relax. Aurora can't give birth anyway. Sooner or later everything she owns will be ours. Kane, you're so bad, little slut. Don't you love the bad me? My breath hitched. An invisible fist clamped my heart, ready to rip it out. The pain stole my air. I couldn't look anymore. I scrambled to shut off the projector, as if destroying the image could erase what I'd seen. Grief scorched my throat, hoarse and dry. I wanted to sob, but forced it down. I couldn't accept that the gentle, caring man I knew was this vile. The toilet flushed. I rubbed my tears away, but my heart wouldn't stop bleeding. Sweetheart, why are you crying? Kane's gentle voice floated over. The concern on his face, like the shameless texter had been someone else, made me sick. He came to hug me. I swung my arm with everything I had and slapped him. My voice cracked. The jerk in this film looks so much like you I couldn't help it. I'm tired. Bedtime. Fire flashed in his eyes, but he swallowed it. That hurt. Babe, I'm no jerk. Kane, you bastard. You could win an Oscar. I ignored him and walked away. He dropped off fast that night. I lay with my back to him, tears trickling into my hair, my heart fitfully clenching. I stared at our wedding photo on the nightstand for the longest time. Kane and I met at a university symposium in Boston. He said it was love at first sight for him. His family was ordinary. His father died young. His mother raised him alone. The Vance dynasty is a century-old American empire. While I was in college my parents died in a car crash. After the symposium, Kane courted me relentlessly, but I'd just taken over the company and had no heart for romance. Rivals circled like vultures. I was abducted by one of them. Kane charged in without hesitation. A blade was inches from my chest when he shoved me aside and took the knife himself. Sirens wailed. Crimson drenched my sight. His devotion moved me. We married soon after, 5 years ago. These 5 years he indulged me, gentle and meticulous. I can't have children, yet he never blamed me. I felt indebted, helped him start Sterling Enterprises, invested millions, even installed his hometown relatives as executives. What more could he want? My fists knotted the quilt. A stomach cramp seized me, but nothing matched the pain inside. Next morning Kane left early for his office. I stayed home, then made a call. When he returned that night I was gone. He rang at once. Sweetheart, where are you? Emergency trip, darling. I'll be a few days. I kept my voice warm by sheer will. Drive safe. Text me when you land. I could almost taste his relief. I hung up, crushing the phone in my grip. My heart splintered. I pressed my fist to my chest, gulped air, and hissed, Kane, don't make me destroy you. Aurora, Chloe has arrived. The phone on my desk glared back at me. Tears pooled instantly. She really came. My darling best friend. I opened the hidden security feeds I'd installed in every corner of the Los Angeles mansion. On screen the two of them kissed savagely. The woman straddled him in lace stockings and a silk slip. Designer stilettos still on. His shirt was gone, his hands roaming her body like hungry animals. I couldn't believe my eyes. My sweet girlfriend and my husband tangled on my bed in filth. Kane, where's Sister Aurora? She cooed. His hoarse answer pierced me. Who cares? It's just us tonight. She arched her back, breasts thrust forward. He grinned. Tonight I'm going to tear you apart. Stop it. I slid to the floor, nails clawing my chest, eyes vacant as tears flooded my cheeks. Why? Why do this to me? Strength gone. I collapsed, laughing, a broken, bitter laugh that tasted of salt and bile. A few days later I walked back in. Kane had dinner ready. Once that would have filled me with guilt and love. Now it only turned turned my stomach. Sweetheart, I need to talk, he said, setting down his chopsticks. I looked up. About? Mom's getting old. I thought she could move in, help look after you. You've been exhausted. And my company's a mess. I can't care for you properly. He sighed. Look after me. More like post a spy. Funny how I never noticed what a performance artist he is. I smiled. I'll be camping at the office. Tons of late-night calls. Mom can keep you company. Sorry, darling. He sighed again. I've been sleepless. Working capital's frozen. Could Vance Industries float sterling a quick infusion? Inside I rolled my eyes so hard they hurt. A tree doesn't need bark. And a man without shame is invincible. Our cash is tied up too, I said, sipping tea. Still grinning. He pressed. Come on, babe, you just don't want to help. When I stayed silent, his face blackened. Aurora, what the hell? Is helping me that hard? I couldn't stomach another second of pretending. My voice went ice cold. Kane, how many times have I bailed you out already? If you're out of your depth, then quit while you're behind. When did your company turn into some forgotten Vance side hustle? Kane's face flushed an ugly wine purple. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Aurora, now I'm not good enough for you. You should have said so before you married me. You're plenty capable, just not capable of giving me a child. The rage I'd swallowed for days erupted. Kane, don't push me. I'm pushing you. 5 years. Aurora, 5 years and not one baby. Next year we adopt. End of discussion. Adopt? The word scraped my throat. Whose kid? Yours and Chloe's? I forced the sentence out syllable by syllable. His expression froze. He began to stammer. Aurora, what nonsense are you spouting? I pulled the photographs from my coat and flung them in his face. Nonsense. Take a good look. Kane. He snatched one, panic flickering across his eyes. Aurora, listen, it was her. Chloe. She came on to me. Suddenly, he dropped to his knees, grabbing my arms. It meant nothing. I swear, I don't love her. I stared down at him. Divorce. Before the word finished leaving my mouth, he started slapping himself, hard, frantic slaps. I'm sorry. I deserve this. Pathetic. I felt nothing but disgust. When he realized pity wouldn't come, he shot to his feet and bellowed, Aurora, you think you're blameless? A bitter laugh burst out of me. I smacked the tabletop. You can't keep it in your pants, and that's my fault. What am I, your mother? Your urologist? That's rich. He spat. You never told me you couldn't conceive. That's fraud. Aurora, marriage fraud. All I wanted was a child. You can't give me one. What else was I supposed to do? You want the divorce. Fine. Don't say I didn't warn you. He slammed the door so hard the crystal trembled. The food on the table suddenly looked like cardboard. Kane, then don't blame me for playing just as dirty. That night I moved back to the Vance estate and released the divorce petition. The next afternoon, when I rolled up to the Sterling Villa in Beverly Hills, Chloe was already playing Lady of the Manor. The guard told my driver no one entered without Kane's say-so. I gave a thin smile. Floor it. The iron gates buckled, screeching off their tracks. Chloe teetered out in my stilettos and my new season dress. Every inch the tragedy queen. Aurora, have you lost it? Get the hell out. Neighbors poured onto their porches. Beverly Hills loves a front row seat to scandal. I am a Vance. Humiliate me and you humiliate the brand. I flicked a glance at my housekeeper. She marched forward and cracked her palm across Chloe's cheek. Mind your tongue, stray. That's our princess you're barking at. Chloe clutched her face, wide-eyed, then shrieked, you miserable fossil, how dare you hit me? The housekeeper's smile could have sliced glass. Hit you? I'm just getting started. Our lady showered you in jewels. And you repay her by betting her husband, trash. Cell phones popped up like groundhogs. Whispers floated around us. Vance posted the divorce papers. Looks legit. I used to envy what she had with Kane. Turns out he's a dog. She spoiled Chloe rotten, ungrateful witch. I always knew that girl was gutter grade. The chorus of judgment turned Chloe's cheeks sick green. Shut up, all of you. Aurora, you treated me like a lapdog. Who's the real bitch here? She never finished. At my nod, 2 guards pinned her kneeling at my feet. I cupped her chin and delivered 2 ringing slaps. Aurora, remember every insult. Hurt me and I'll bury you. I studied her hate-filled eyes and laughed softly. Chloe, listen close. The ink isn't dry and you're already playing mistress. I can make sure Kane walks away with nothing but debt. Let's see if he still wants you then. She opened her mouth. I answered with 2 more crisp slaps. Then signaled the staff. My housekeeper fisted Chloe's hair and dragged her down the gravel drive like sackcloth. Inside, I ordered every trace of my old life boxed and hauled onto the lawn. A single match turned the pile into a bonfire. Flames licking the dusk sky. Chloe ran to Kane to complain. A few minutes later, he called, snarling, Aurora, are you looking to die? You dare lay a hand on my woman. Get over here and apologize to Chloe right now, or I swear I won't let you off. I let out a cold laugh. Apparently, he still hadn't weighed himself lately. Sure, I'll be waiting with popcorn. I told told my lawyer to draft the divorce petition and hand-deliver it to Sterling headquarters. Kane refused to leave with nothing. He bombarded me with frantic texts. Aurora, why the hell should I walk away empty-handed? 5 years and no kid, that's already a cardinal sin. You're in such a hurry. Got someone on the side. Huh, all those business trips were booty calls with your old flame. Right, you're nothing but damaged goods. Ha! Cornered dogs jump walls. I dialed him straight back. How did you guess I found a strong, strapping younger man? Kane, you're just a toy I already played with. Stop barking like a rabid mutt. I'm not a vet, and I don't treat mad dogs. Aurora, you bit. I hung up before he could finish shrieking. I was too busy the next few days to bother with him. Oddly, he went quiet too. Aurora, the boardroom bid is about to start. I nodded. A pack of reporters waited at the entrance. Just as I was about to go in, an unfriendly voice came from behind. Vance, never thought you'd still show. Word is your husband ran off. I turned. Victor Moore sauntered in with Chloe on his arm. He leaned close and muttered, was he lousy in bed? I stepped back, covered my mouth theatrically, and announced, More. Skip the breath mints next time, your mouth reeks. Laughter rippled through the onlookers. Chloe spoke in her softest voice. Sis Aurora, how can you talk like that? Moore is several years older. Practically your elder. Have you no manners? I folded my arms and raised my voice, elder. Chloe and I are the same age. If he's my elder, he must be hers as well. So what kind of elder is he to you, godfather? Seems the lesson I gave you the other day wasn't enough. Chloe's face turned the color of old pewter. I beckoned the host. Mark, this is a confidential boardroom bid, isn't it? Last I checked. +1s aren't on the guest list. Security, please escort this lady out. Crimson flooded Chloe's cheeks. Clutching her bag, she scurried away. Victor barked, Vance, famous for that sharp tongue. Let's see how long you gloat. I angled toward Jordan, my assistant. You've got the file? I ran my tongue across my lower lip. Time to see what dirty tricks they had packed. Kane arrived late, shot me an arctic glare, then slid into the seat beside Victor with a greasy smile. Moore had been rivals to Vance since our Father's Day. After his old man fell ill, Victor inherited everything, every last scrap of incompetence. Next, I announced Vance's bid, the moderator said. Victor smirked at me. Kane lounged back, eyes gleaming. 300 million. The instant the number rang out, Victor's grin froze. Moore bid 600 million. The moderator continued. But after internal deliberation, the board will co-invest with Vance. Vance wins. Victor roared, impossible. Vance's number was 500 million. I frowned at him. Moore, forget your calculator at home. Where exactly did you see our confidential bid deck? He sputtered, Aurora, don't get cocky, and stormed toward the exit. 2 officers stepped inside. Which gentleman answer to Moore and Sterling? Kane rose. Officers, what's this about? You're under investigation for corporate espionage. Please come with us. Victor lunged and slapped Kane. You pair of treacherous bedbugs. You set me up. The cops cuffed him and hauled him out. Aurora, you filed a groundless charge. Kane screamed, cheeks flaming. Officers, this is insane. Vance is my wife's company. Why would I steal from myself? You can explain downtown. Let's go. Let go of me. This is kidnapping. I watched the circus, barely stifling a laugh, mad dogs devouring one another. Kane had no clue I'd installed hidden security feeds in my office. What he swiped was the dummy deck I wrote myself. I knew Sterling had been in bed with Moore lately. Why else stage today's matinee? Now for Chloe. Neither of them will walk away clean. Kane made bail within days, but the Moore-Sterling alliance collapsed. Victor, convinced Kane double-crossed him, beat Kane so badly he landed in the hospital. Pathetic. That night I just parked when Kane rushed over and dropped to his knees. Wife, I was wrong. Victor blackmailed me. You refused to help, so I turned to him. I swear it's over. Forgive me. I've cut Chloe off forever. I don't love her. I love you. She seduced me, and I was drunk and lonely. I'm sorry. Every man makes mistakes. The sight of his groveling made my stomach lurch. I kept my voice flat. So you finally realize you were wrong? Hearing the crack in my tone, he grabbed my hand and smashed it against his own cheek. Hit me, honey. I deserve it. I brushed his cheek with mock tenderness. Darling, you know I hate to hurt you, but you broke my heart. What shall we do about that? He stared up, silent. I pouted. Look how Chloe bullied me. I treated her like a sister, yet she stole my husband. Kane blurted. Chloe isn't fit to polish your heels. She tricked me. Baby, want my forgiveness? I smiled sweetly. Then run a little errand for me. The CEO I'm negotiating with has had a crush on Chloe for ages. Land this deal and your company is saved. Choose wisely. Kane. I stood, lips curving. Think it over. And darling, your mother can move into the Malibu Riverview condo when it's done. Let the mongrels rip each other apart. Hours later, my phone glowed in the dark. baby. I know what to do. I laughed aloud. The man loved only one creature in this world, himself. Kane, you still pick your own reflection over everything. I hadn't sat idle. I set a PI on Chloe's trail. After 10 years of friendship, I know exactly what runs in her veins. Chloe plays the innocent, but selfish venom pumps through every heartbeat. She would never, ever ruin her figure for any man's child. She's no fool. She loves no one but herself. A few days later, word swept through Los Angeles. Sterling was about to fall, and Vance would no longer clean up its mess. I'd leaked it on purpose. I was tightening the screws. Aurora, I've got everything ready. Come to Stellar tonight, where we first got together, and I'll explain. I stared at Kane's text, a cold smile tugging at my lips. At the same moment, my private investigator messaged me. Ma'am, what you hired us for is wrapped up. The report's on your phone. Also, Chloe is at Stellar with your husband right now. I'm sending you a recording. You'd better listen first. Stellar was where Kane had proposed. I'd invited him to dinner after my kidnapping. He'd turned it into a proposal. I tapped the file. The crash of breaking glass burst through the speaker. Kane, you dare hand me to Richard. I'm carrying your child. Chloe's shrill voice drilled into my ear. Kane's tone was almost pleading. Chloe, I'm out of options. One night with him and my company is saved. Try it and I'll tell Aurora you planned her kidnapping. Kidnapping? My mind went white. The phone felt ice cold in my tightening grip. I hadn't been stabbed that time, but for 3 endless days, the captors beat me, kicked my stomach, ground their boots on my hands. I was sure I'd die. Then Kane burst in and carried me out. Later, the doctor said the damage to my uterus might keep me from ever having children. And now I learn it was Kane who set it up. How dare he blame me for being barren? Kane, listen, Chloe purred on the recording. We send Aurora to Richard instead. 2 birds, 1 stone. Tip off the press. Brand her an adulteress. Force her out with nothing. Vance becomes ours. Her honeyed voice slid through the speaker. I smiled thinly. 2 idiots who've signed their own death warrants. Fine, I'll play. I speed dialed Jordan. Do exactly what I tell you. I arrived at Stellar on schedule. Kane sat alone at the candlelit table. Aurora, you're here. I've been waiting. You must be starving. Let's eat. Waiter, bring the courses. I softened my voice. Kane, I know you still love me. After all, you proposed right here. His expression froze for a heartbeat, then thawed into a practiced smile. I went on. Kane, when you rescued me after the kidnapping, I was so moved. I held his gaze. His eyes slid away. I curved my lips. Tell me, how did you know where I was? You even beat the police. Beads of sweat dotted his forehead. Because I finished for him. Still smiling. Because you spotted the clue I left for you. Yes, exactly. The waiter set down 2 glasses of Barolo. Kane lifted mine toward me. I took it, swirled the wine. To us. Kane. He tossed his back in one gulp, watching while I drained mine. Aurora, you'll forgive me, won't you? Of course. I smiled, as his head drooped onto the white tablecloth. I stood and walked out. Jordan, everything set, locked and loaded. My smile turned razor sharp. Don't say I didn't warn you. Kane. Back inside the private restroom, I studied the woman in the mirror, no longer the helpless orphan who'd lost her parents. They'd pay. With interest. Moments later, Jordan called. Boss. The press is here. Perfect. I painted on the season's darkest red. Showtime. I stepped out and headed for the mezzanine. Reporters packed the opposite elevator bank. I ruffled my hair, staggered forward, let my eyes go glassy with fake tears. The crowd parted. Cameras whirring. That's Aurora Vance. Holy hell. Caught in the act. Get the shot. Front page gold. I burst into the reserved suite. Lingerie littered the carpet. On the sofa, 2 naked bodies lay tangled in oblivion. The uproar outside unable to wake them. I clapped a hand over my mouth. Kane, how could you? At my cry, the reporters flooded in. I signaled. A waiter dumped a bucket of ice water over the pair. Who the hell? Kane roared, jolting awake. Chloe's scream shredded the air as she yanked a cushion over herself. Kane blinked at the sea of lenses. Out. All of you, out. The shutters only fired faster. Tears welled in my eyes. Chloe, Kane, you betrayed me. You promised you were picking up your cousin tonight. Someone in the crowd snorted. Cousin. More like kissing cousin. I buried my face in my hands, shoulders shaking. I gave you both everything. Voices rose around me. So the divorce petition was real. I thought it was gossip. Word is Vance bankrolled Sterling. Nice gratitude. Huh. Boy toy bites the hand that feeds. Shameless. Chloe always played the angel. Guess angels can be devils too. Poor Aurora. Cheated on with her own best friend. You can't write this stuff. Chloe shrieked. No, it's wrong. Aurora was supposed to be here with Richard. Kane clamped a hand over her mouth, snarling, "You set me up." Aurora. Reporters lunged with recorders. Sterling, did you orchestrate a trap for your wife? Get lost. Kane bellowed. I sobbed into my sleeve. Kane. Chloe, you've broken my heart. Fine. You win. I'll sign the divorce. I ran sobbing from the room, then grinned the instant the door swung shut. They wove the cocoon. Let them choke in it. A childhood friend owns shares in this restaurant. I'd bought the waiter who switched the drinks. Kane's glass held the sedative he'd meant for me. I hadn't realized he'd made it so potent. Reap what you sow. For 48 hours. Hashtag Van Sterling scandal owned the trending list. My name right at the top. Hashtag billionaire drama IRL. Husband cheats with BFF. Hashtag mogul marriage meltdown. Hashtag Chloe's sweet act exposed exactly the blaze I wanted. Let the whole world watch. Vance Industries official. Regarding recent reports, Vance formally terminates all partnerships with Sterling Enterprises. Additionally, Vance will file criminal charges against Sterling for theft of confidential bid deck. Within minutes, the statement went viral. Lock him up. Chloe's social feeds drowned in outrage. Beneath every humblebrag photo I'd ever gifted her, Hawaiian vacations, diamond bracelets, front row seats at New York Fashion Week. Ding. Hello. Who? I answered coldly. Aurora. You bitch. You set me up. Kane roared. You worn-out shoe. No matter what you do, you're still a worn-out shoe I played with. Have you forgotten when you were kidnapped? Do you think you were still clean? If I hadn't married you, who would dare? I cut him off with a laugh. Your breath smells worse than your athlete's foot. Kane, these years haven't you felt like a lapdog begging for scraps? Who wouldn't dare marry me? Weren't you the one who came panting after me? Your new darling's just another man's cast-off. You know, you really think Chloe's baby is yours. Huh, don't you know your own lousy odds? You got off on being the sucker daddy, didn't you? Clearwater has no fish, and a cheap person is invincible. You're fucking invincible. By the way, I sent you a little gift. Check your phone, and remember to show up for the divorce hearing. Bye. Bye. Sucker daddy. I hung up before he could speak. The big gift was, of course, the intimate photos of Chloe with another man. I wanted every dream of his to shatter. The moment Kane got the pictures, he stormed Chloe's studio. Since he was already past saving face, he simply dropped the last shred. He knew that no matter what happened in the divorce, he could still claim half my assets. Pure delusion. He dragged a pack of reporters with him and, in front of their cameras, splashed the photos of Chloe and the man. He claimed Chloe had crawled into his bed while he was drunk, washing his hands of everything. Chloe wasn't some pushover. She instantly released their chat history, how they planned to con my fortune. Kane lunged and slapped her. Her belly hit the corner of a table and she crumpled into a pool of blood. Kane froze. Someone must have called the cops. They arrived in minutes and hauled him away. Chloe lost the baby. She called while I was at my oldest friend's bachelorette party and asked me to come see her. I went. When I stepped into the hospital room, she was lying in bed, staring out the window. What do you want? I asked, face blank. I was thinking about the past. I wanted to see you. She rasped. I gave a cold laugh. Chloe, spare me the sentiment. The past is gone. I only look at the present and the future. I came today to hear what you have to say. So spit it out. Her features twisted as she spoke slowly. I've envied you since we were kids. Aurora, why? You get whatever you want. We're both girls. Why did your family value you and not me? I swore I'd steal everything you had. I was this close. This close. Aurora, you should have died. You should have died when you were kidnapped. I shot up, strode to the bed, and slapped her with everything I had. Who the hell do you think you are? My things aren't for garbage like you. What? Did I give you so much you forgot what you used to be? Chloe, you want Kane. Fine. I'll gift wrap him. The two of you wag your tails like lapdogs at my feet. You're a perfect match. I spun and walked out. Chloe screamed after me from the bed like a stepped-on dog. The divorce hearing was set. Kane had no fight left. I was going to make him leave with nothing but the clothes on his back. The day the decree was issued, the rain over Los Angeles finally stopped and the sun came out. I never showed. Jordan handled everything. On the way home, I passed a florist and decided to pick up a bouquet. Suddenly, a sedan shot toward me like a python, so fast I couldn't dodge. Someone yanked me back. My driver, CEO Vance. Get in. That driver's trying to hit you. Before he'd finished, the car whipped around for another pass. I leapt aside. It crashed into a roadside bollard. The bodyguard tore open the door. It was Kane, blood streaming from a gash on his forehead. The guards pinned him to the pavement. He looked up at me. Aurora, you bitch. Seeing me like this makes you happy, right? It's all because of you. You made me what I am. I'll kill you. I'll send you to hell. He thrashed and screamed. I laughed in disgust, frowning. Kane, you think I'm clueless? Blame me. Blame me for being infertile. And why am I infertile? Wasn't it you who arranged that kidnapping? He froze a second, then snarled. Yeah, I set it up. Who told you to be so high and mighty? I wanted them to ruin you. You idiot, figuring it out only now. I stepped forward and slapped him twice, with every ounce of strength I had. Blood trickled from the corner of his mouth instantly. You're so eager to die. Fine, I'll oblige. I recorded every word you just said. I turned to the bodyguards. Take him to the police station. He collapsed into curses. Cain, you bitch. Bitch. He was nothing but a rabid stray. I handed the police every shred of evidence that Cain had me kidnapped. He wanted me dead, so I left him no retreat. I showed up on the trial date. There he stood in an orange jumpsuit, looking like he'd aged decades. Stubbly chin, eyes empty. We stared at each other calmly. I left quickly, bought a ticket to Paris, this time to bid the past goodbye. Cain used to promise we'd visit Paris together back in college. Things change. When I landed, my oldest friend met me at once. She'd married recently, but was back in Paris to finish her degree. Darling, I'm throwing you a welcome bash tonight. Guaranteed surprises, she chirped, squeezing my hand. The bash turned out to be 18 Paris models. Honestly, Paris models are worth the hype. After party hopping I was beat. My friend was still challenging the hunks to shots. And I was bored. I took a cigarette to the bar for a breather and rummaged for a lighter I couldn't find. Lend me a light? I tapped the man beside me, looked Chinese American. He blinked, pulled out a lighter, handed it over. I lit up, inhaled. Chinese American? He answered coolly. We said nothing more. He lit his own cigarette. We stood in quiet smoke. When the party ended, I half carried my tipsy friend out. The man said he'd walk us, two girls alone. Snowflakes drifted down as we strolled. He tilted his head. Snowing. I lifted a palm and caught a flake. Yeah. Paris' first snowfall came sudden, and so did this Paris stranger. Snowy Paris makes your heart flutter, like being born again. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed the story, like and share with friends. We look forward to your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more gripping tales. See you next time.